Hey there, I'm Alex Dalrymple. This is Four Wheels and a Seat, the channel where every week I review a brand new car. To make sure you don't miss one, hit the subscribe button down below, the notification bell, and if you like what you see, you can give me a like as well. Today I'm back in the BMW 2 Series Coupé. Last year I reviewed the range-topping 240i, and today I'm in the all-new, well, not quite all-new because it's very similar to the 240i. This is the 230i, which outwardly looks pretty similar. In fact, it's almost identical from the outside anyway. So it does kind of look like they've kind of bolted a 3 Series front end onto a short and stubby rear end coupe type car. It looks a little bit weird, but it does make for a very agile, very nimble car to drive around town. If you want to see a full breakdown of the exterior of this car, have a look at the review I did of the 240i last year. The biggest difference between this car and the 240i though is under the hood, where instead of BMW's famous straight six, we've got a 4-cylinder turbo that outputs 190 kilowatts of power and 400 newton meters of torque. 0 to 100 in a slightly slower 5.8 seconds, and it is more fuel efficient too, drinking 6.4 litres per 100 kilometres. Another big difference between this car and the 240i is that this car is not all-wheel drive. It drives its power through the rear wheels only, which means when you put your foot down, you do get just a slight sort of sensation of the front kind of rising up a little bit and a little bit of fishtailing going on maybe. And of course, being rear-wheel drive, that does allow you to have a certain amount of fun with this car that you can't do in an all-wheel drive car. What that fun is, I will leave entirely to your imagination. This car also picks up M Sport suspension, variable sport steering, and Steptronic transmission. So this car's slightly tamer powertrain does make it just a little bit easier to live with as a daily driver, and the soundtrack isn't quite as boisterous either. But that's not to say that this car isn't enormously fun to drive, because it really is. It's inside though where I'm a little bit confused as to what's going on, because if you go to the BMW website, all of the artwork on the 2 Series Coupé page makes it look as though this car should have the latest dash design, which is essentially a big flat bit of glass with 2 LED screens in it. It's what you find in BMW's electric cars like the iX, and it features BMW's new operating system 8, which is a really great update on its older system. Instead here we've got the older interior that we saw in the 240i, which is the same as the 3 Series and the 4 Series Coupé, which is still very good, but it's not new, and I like new stuff. So I don't know whether or not BMW have done a mid-year update or that's coming in next year's model, but it is what it is. Seats, they are very comfortable. They are Alcantara with leather. They are heated, full electric adjustment, as well as lumbar and bolster control too. Something this car is very good at doing, and that is going around corners quickly. It just chews them up. So let's talk about drive modes. We've got a few to choose from: Eco Plus, Comfort, Sport, Sport Plus, and you can customize your own drive mode with Individual. Of course, the only thing with Sport mode is that it does hang onto those gears a little bit longer, allowing the revs to build up, and the noise from the 4-cylinder engine just doesn't sound quite as good as the 6, so there's that. But of course the trade-off is it's more fuel efficient. But this car is so perfectly balanced with a near perfect 50-50 weight distribution, and it's so light that it certainly, with a 4-cylinder engine, does not in any way feel underpowered. At $83,499, the BMW 230i really is the sweet spot in the 2 Series lineup, because you get all of the performance you need for around town. It's not an out-and-out performance machine. It's not quite as intense as the 240i, but it's still really, really fun to drive. It goes around corners quickly, it makes a nice noise, and it is a really easy car to live with as a daily driver. But there is a bit of flexibility there if you want to head out to the track and have a little bit of fun too. And of course, like all BMWs, it now comes with a 5-year warranty. Finally, thank you BMW. So if you're thinking about a European coupe to hoon around town in, this is definitely one to consider.